All right. We are back. We are back. Chat, we are so back. Get set up here. Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Today's Weather Tonight. Here, as always, I am your meteorologist for the evening, Cloud Hudson, and I'll be bringing you all of tonight's top vibe stories. So, top vibe stories. What do we got tonight? It is Saturday, July 13th, 2024. I'm not going to talk about our top vibe story tonight. I'm not going to talk about that story. I've been asked by my producers not to address the elephant in the room. Okay. So with that, let's get on to everything else, shall we? Because there is actually quite a bit of weather news to get to. So let's just go ahead and just do the weather news. We're not going to talk about that part. We're going to talk about the weather news, and that's it. Not going to talk about any projectiles, only meteors. Okay. Tom Pfeiffer visited the volcano yesterday and reported that lava flow ceased probably last night or early morning. Large parts of the northern crater terrace facing the Sierra de Foca are missing due to recent collapse events. Mount Ibu had a ground report of volcanic ash to flight level 70. Lewitobi had explosive ash activity continuing, moving east. We had Samiru on East Java having explosive activity with ash plumes reaching up to flight level 140. Santiaguito in Guatemala, light volcanic ash emissions. Nevado del Ruiz, no volcanic ash emissions. Songhai in Ecuador, discrete volcanic ash emissions, so little puffs, not a big stream. And explosive activity continued in Sabancaya. That is what we've got from, let's see, Ijen volcano, East Java, Indonesia, seismic activity elevated, alert level 2. So looks like that is creeping up there. Let's take a look at, we haven't taken a look at actual Iceland's website in a while. Let's see if they've got any new stuff. Increased level of water in streams and rivers in West Iceland due to heavy rainfall and increased likelihoods of landslides on the southern side of Vestfjordur and Snæfellsnes. It sounds like I'm saying something in backwards talk like on Twin Peaks when I say some of these words, but I think that's correct. Faxaflói and Breiðafjörður in west-northwest Iceland are under weather alerts. We've had some sporadic, very little earthquake activity in this area. Let's see if Rearcast has any news. Looks like we haven't really gotten a news update since July 5th. So that is good news, I guess. Let's see if their uplift data is showing anything. I haven't looked at their current uplift data in a while. Yeah. Let's see. Let's look near Svartsengi Grindavik. We're still on the inflationary trend. We haven't really changed our direction. It looks like it was more of an exponential curve at first, but I think that has to do with it going from being an open system to a closed system. We're still inflating pretty regularly, haven't really passed the threshold of where the last eruptions were. So we're approaching it soon. The rate is a little steeper than usual. So we're currently on a first quarter moon phase. I think that by the next full moon or third quarter moon, we might have more exciting news out of the Rearcast Peninsula, but nothing right now. Let's go to check out our earthquakes. Sorry if I missed some of y'all today. I was at work, so I didn't get to update. Didn't get to this update quite as fast as I would have liked to, because I had to do lights for a show. Okay, and a new quake. You guys get to see the little flashy thing. I think that's up here in Alaska. That is a 2.2 at 118 kilometers depth. So pretty deep one. Just now happened in Alaska. So let's start in Alaska. We've got clusters of 2s and upper range 1s. We've also got the 4.6 and 3.6 stacked right here near the Alaskan Peninsula. Those are at around 40 kilometers depth. This 3.8 at 43 kilometers depth. And some of these deeper guys, let's see who these deeper ones are. Looks like they're coming in at between 30 and 100 kilometers depth. So we also have some surface quakes happening up here in Alaska as well. Then as we move down the coast, we've got this 4.3 off the coast of Vancouver Island. That's right in the Juan de Fuca fracture zone at 10 kilometers depth. We got a 3.9 at 10 kilometers depth also on the Juan de Fuca plate boundary there with the Pacific. We've got lots of lower level quakes coming out of the geysers, California. Let's take some of our lower quakes down. Looking at everything 2 and above, we only have a few areas. We've got this barbell right here of a surface 2.2 and a 17 kilometer depth 2.9. We've got some mid-range 3s coming out of the Baja Peninsula right here. A 2.8... Where's that? That 2.8 is coming out of north central Nevada. We got a 2.5 in Montana, 2.2 in New Mexico, 2.7 in Texas, a 2.1 in Arkansas. These are all relatively shallow being like under 10 kilometers depth, and a 2.2 up here in North Carolina, near the Virginia border. Yes, Sparta, North Carolina. I think that is a place that we've seen earthquakes before, close to Stone Mountain State Park and near the Blue Ridge Parkway, just over the border of Allegheny and Wilkes County on the Allegheny County side. Yeah, it's not even really that close to Sparta, but it's like Sparta is the closest. It's near Bullhead Mountain. It's actually closer to there. So that is a more seismically active part of North Carolina. I think I've seen stuff there before. Let's go to Mexico. We've got 3.8, 3.4, 4.0. We've got actually quite a few in the above 3.5 range here in Mexico. So we've got a healthy earthquake ecosystem going on down there, like a constant rumble along the Sierra Madre there. 4.1 off the coast of Nicaragua. We also had that is at 50 kilometers depth. Then we also had a 5.4 at 10 kilometers depth here, near the triple point of the Nazca Plate, the South American Plate, and the Pacific Plate. That is right off the coast of Panama in this little gulf. What is this called? Oh, it's near Limones. Yeah, I guess they're calling this 18 kilometers east-southeast of Puerto Armuelles, Panama. So that is in an area that is pretty consistently hit with earthquakes. 18 kilometers depth, or no, 10 kilometers depth. Oh, I didn't share this on the screen yet. Wow, I'm so smart. I'm so smart. Well, good thing I didn't show anything too exciting yet. So there we go. Y'all just got to see my beautiful face talking for a while. We've got a 5.0 here in Peru. We got a 4.6 off the coast of Peru. That 5.0 is at 10 kilometers depth again. 4.6 at 12. 4.5 at 179 kilometers depth. That was in. No, that's on is that on the Bolivia side? I think that's right on the Bolivia side of the Bolivia-Peru border. And then a 4.3 in Bolivia at 179 and a 4.2 at 187, down closer to in Argentina. Nothing on the southern plate. We've got 3s and 2s in Puerto Rico. Let's move across the Pacific there have been a couple 2s in Hawaii, but nothing too deep or strong. We had a 4.5 here on the Let's see. Da 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 da. Okay, there we go. I don't know how long that was out. Sorry, guys. I think it was when I was tweaking my cord earlier. It got jumbled and didn't come out there. Okay, so we've got the red sprites here. These are, what was I saying? I'm sorry, I got so distracted. The red sprites here are actually lightning that happens above the clouds. So these happen all the way up in the mesosphere, really far, like 50 miles above Earth. These are part of a group of luminous events called transient luminous events, or TLEs, that we can see. We can see above the clouds. So let's go now to, let me make sure that we talked about the weather correctly. I don't know if you guys heard my weather update or if it got jumbled up because my cords were, let me see if my cords were wrong. Yeah, no. Oh, is it? No, it's still weird. It's still not metering. There we go. Okay. I don't know why. Okay, so just to reiterate, we've got 90-mile-per-hour winds, destructive damage threat, severe thunderstorm warnings up here near Rapid City, South Dakota. We've also got some pretty severe storms rolling through St. Cloud on the way to Minneapolis and St. Paul right now. And we've also got flash flooding happening in Rockford, Illinois, Columbus, Wisconsin, near Madison, Wisconsin. So a lot of these big cities in South Dakota, Minnesota, and Wisconsin and Illinois, you are looking at some extremely destructive storms. All right, so let's go to continental US. This is the east look. You can see those three storms really popping off well. This is from just the right angle of different air masses colliding together to create some convective systems in place with the unstable air mass at the bottom anyway. Then we've got this high pressure circulation around the desert Southwest. That is, I think that's still part of what started spinning near the Four Corners region yesterday. I mean, that's still kind of where the center of circulation is. But this is both keeping that heat dome in place, and it is keeping the heat dome in place and also spurring some overnight clouds, which is, I guess, helpful. Well, it's not really helpful for the heat because to cool off at night, you need no clouds at night. Clouds at night act like a blanket that insulate the earth and keep you warmer. It keeps the long wave radiation from going out back to space. That actually happens. Did you know? That's how we cool off at night. It literally, the heat goes away into space. Got some moisture streaming in from the Gulf, but a lot of divergence along the coast. We're trying to dry out Texas right now, but it's not really working. Let's see. What next? Yeah, did you guys get all the news updates? I just said them all, and yeah, I'm not going to go back and get the news updates. Let's go now to our Schumann resonance. Schumann resonances. Pretty clear unless you're in, okay, and there's the internet. Great. Are we still here? My internet cut out for a second. Okay, I think we're still here. Okay, let's go check our Schumann resonances. All right, so we did have a little bit of a burst today about 5 or 6 hours ago, starting around midnight in Russian time. So this was all on the lower end of the frequency spectrum. This is kind of a low hum. It was centered around mode 1 in a few discrete bursts. So I think that indicates some lower vibrational occurrences happening, but definitely something changing. Let's take a look at the frequencies of the Schumann resonances today. Okay, maybe. Are we still here? Yes. Okay, we're still here. All right. So is this the frequencies or the amplitudes? I think this is the amplitudes. Not too high. Not too high on the amplitudes, but you can see on the 12th, we did get a random mode 4 leading spike where most of these had the same amplitude, and that is usually the amplitude goes down as your mode goes higher there. So this is kind of led by mode 4. Then we spiked again today in that little power burst that we had, also led by there. Frequencies ended up sitting pretty high. So even though we did have that energy burst here, we did go back up to above average settled frequencies. Let's go to our space weather now. All right. Oh, current data suggests there's a slight possibility for aurora in Manitoba, Canada. Oh, we just had a M4.43, so a pretty decent X class flare or M class flare today in the X-rays. No new coronal mass ejections, just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There were 2 after the broadcast yesterday on the 12th. Let's take a look at our solar flares. Oh, yes, we had an X flare today. Of course we did. Of course we had an X flare today around 2:30 UTC time. That means that I think we're ramping back up, y'all. We've had several. Okay, so last night we had this little M1.43. Since then, we've had an M5.2, an M1.96, an M4.35, M1.77, and an X1.27 along with this last M3.05. So that is so exciting, y'all. We've got a 24-hour max of an X class flare at 1.27, and it was from region 3738, which is now being classified as a beta gamma delta type region. That is very exciting. It is graduated to the coolest class of sunspot regions. Actually, let me go to sunspot regions and see. Let's go. Yeah, it's got a 10% chance of more X class flares and a 10% chance of proton flares. So we could be looking at some farewell tour emissions here. Look at that. Look at how beautiful that is. That is a deepening spot that is getting worse. That is a rash you want to take to a dermatologist, not your doctor. That is just do not pass go. That is a terrifying little storm there. And I definitely am expecting more X-class flares out of this. That is me just completely guessing based on vibes. But I think before everything's said and done, before it leaves the surface of the sun, we might observe more higher X-rays, X-ray solar flares. Let's take a look at that on some of our imagery, shall we? Let's see this one. Pew, pew. Take a look at this guy. Really acting up after last night. I said it wasn't doing much. It looked very healthy and strong, but not. There we go. 1, 2. Pew. All right. Let's see if I get this better on any other wavelengths. I bet the coronagraph is going to show it better. Whoa, there we go. 2, 3. Oh, and we're in the middle of getting data for this last one. I think it looks like it's still in progress. So we are looking pretty healthy on our solar activity today. Let's see what our auroral activity means from that. Not much of a elevated KP index, but hemispheric power is up. Our solar wind. Okay, is this still going? Yes. Okay. Solar wind speed did spike quite a bit for a second there, but has dropped down again. We were really low before that spike. Density also back up as wind speed goes down. Interplanetary magnetic field strength is down, but everything is in the southward orientation. So we're going to have if you are in a place that could see aurora tonight, you have a chance. Let's see if there's any models for no new model runs with bursts towards us. Let me see chronograph imagery. Don't click on that ad. I was trying to click it down. Okay, there we go. Oh, this is really buffery. Quite weird. Something's wrong with the sensor or something. Not really seeing it well. There we go. Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. That's all coming from 3738 right there. That's a beauty. That's a beauty. And there's a streamer. Streamers coming off everywhere. Quite beautiful. Quite striking. Farting and burping sun gases all over us. Beautiful. Well, not really gas. Plasma. Awesome. Okay, that's so cool. Very good job, son. Very good job. Yeah, I hope that we see more solar flares like this out of this sunspot region as we go forward. It looks like the baseline is creeping up a little bit. We might see the impact of this X flare. I don't know. Maybe a day or two with the coronal mass ejection, if we get a good one before this is all over. I will keep you posted on how long it's supposed to get here. I don't really know. Yeah, so solar flare, X-class flare, very exciting. Let's take a look at our planetary weather today. Planetary weather. It is Saturn's day. We started this broadcast in a Jupiter hour. It is now a Mars hour. So let's talk about Saturn in Pisces at 19 degrees. That is making a sextile to the sun in Cancer at 22 degrees and no other considerable aspects. We've also got a within 1 degree conjunction now. This Mars conjunct Uranus in Taurus conjunct the fixed star Algol, which is associated with the demon dogs that guard hell. It's associated with Medusa and beheading of kings. But Medusa is a protective symbol for feminine energy. It's only scary to men, men who would harm those who Medusa protects, like Pallas Athena. So this conjunction right here might seem a little scary and threatening to people with a lot of masculine energy in their life. It's probably going to be a big upset to martial beings. Oh, it might. Okay, no, it didn't go around. I considered an ad block extension. I want the website. I'm not too ashamed that you guys see that I look for ghost hunting equipment. What this little necklace is and how this is ghost hunting equipment, I don't understand. But I've never purchased ghost hunting equipment. Don't get worried. I'm not wasting my money. I do, however, find it really fascinating, and I want to make my own ghost hunting equipment someday because it's just like some of the easiest electronics you can make. Yeah, also I haven't donated to a lot of the websites that I use on the regular, so I'm like, oh, they can just get my ad revenue. Let's see. Yeah, Algol needs to give us a break, but I think that, whatever happens in the next couple days is the story. Whatever happened today is the story. I mean, even me not being able to, half of the stream, my mic was muted. Yeah, I haven't bought any. I was like, Cloud wants to make it, but I don't know what that means. But I want to, yeah, I want to make it big. I want to, I want to. I want to make it out of this Mars Uranus conjunction. I can tell you that. But this conjunction is happening also conjunct my sun, conjunct Mercury. So my sun and Mercury are all right here in this 25th lot of energy happening right there. Is all I can say. There's a lot going on there. I'm not allowed to talk about the biggest news story that happened with this today, but I am certain that, I'm not allowed to talk about it because my producers have forbade me. But I do believe that other astrologers will address what happened today and its relation to this Mars-Uranus conjunction. That Mars-Uranus conjunction is also happening within a rough orb to Black Moon Lilith and Pluto, within a 5 degree, 6 degree orb to those. So that is a really wide orb grand trine. So that's a really powerful, the people's power and collective thinking messaging, moving with like the dark sense of justice, the dark shadow side of Libra, the dark feminine energy of Black Moon Lilith being in Libra is like. plus the moon is there supercharging the 2 lunar equation points that are currently in Libra. I also think that 22 degrees of Cancer is it's something in the United States natal chart. This late Cancer season all of Cancer season is very America's birth chart. But especially when you have Cancer and Leo placements at the same time during a Cancer season, this is big. And it's also near the Pluto return of Capricorn. Pluto is in its last retrograde towards the natal point of the US's of this Pluto cycle being anywhere. So I think after this retrograde cycle, we'll be moving forward from that story. But currently, we are just in our last throes of the attempt of our democracy right now to be what it was originally visioned to be, for better or worse. We've got a lot of our outer planets are in retrograde right now, except for Uranus and Jupiter. Jupiter and Uranus are the further outermost planets that are in direct motion right now. And I think they're lending a lot of energy to the general vibe of this summer. Tomorrow and the next day are going to be the biggest hit points in this Mars-Uranus story. Some people say that the last degree, while it's applying, is the most intense, but I think the actual conjunction at 26 degrees is going to be a pretty intense one too, considering that we're in a 7 aspect to the moon in Libra right now, but when the moon goes into Scorpio, it'll be in its fall opposite its ruler Mars in Taurus. So we saw this the last of the moon is in its fall in Scorpio, and the Mars is in its fall in Taurus. Those opposing each other are a lot of tension between material body and action and will and inspiration and like what you fight for and the physical repercussions of fighting on your body. So that probably going to make this next few days of moon through Scorpio quite a testy time. Venus in Leo and Mercury in Leo right here are not to be left out. Venus is opposite Pluto right now. So again, that story of women opposing power structures, bucking the system, or feminine energy doing so, of destruction or needing to break down in order to create. Not that women are destructive, but in the really not like gendered way, but the feminine masculine energy way of like, I'm not talking about people's gender. I'm talking about inward, outward, light and dark, cold and hot. So we've got Venus in a really hot position opposite Pluto in Aquarius right now. I feel like our egos are probably getting the best of our minds and presentation and relationships to material wealth right now. And that is kind of in tension, opposite tension with the power structure and what's good for most people, or what the consent of most people is right now. So let's see. Okay. Any chance of a moon tan? What is a moon tan? I'm not sure what that means. I'm an Aquarius. Didn't know I had an ego. Oh, no. Everyone's got an ego. Is Leo, the self, the identity of one person, versus Aquarius is the unity consciousness, the greater internet of minds all linked together. That's Aquarius. The net, the water bearer, the thing that holds the fluid. It's not the thing inside of it, it's the thing that has things inside of it. Whereas Leo, ego and identity would be like what fills the vessel. Aquarius is the vessel itself, the entire concept of being a person and being an individual human soul, contrasted by Leo being like what your soul is and what you specifically are different as a person. Like, does that make sense? Yeah. Um, but yeah, we all have an ego to deal with. It's sometimes it's an ego that hates itself. I think that's something that I deal with a lot, is self-sabotaging ego. So negative narcissism is still narcissism. If you think everything is your fault, that is kind of the same energy as thinking that you are responsible for all good things. It's still saying that you are the center of everything. Which definitely, as a Mars and Chiron in Leo, I tend to think that everything is my fault. And that's still not a helpful behavior for improving the world, because then you just hate yourself instead of doing something productive. Okay. Let's move on to our energetic update. What's coming in beyond the planetary energies right now. I'm going to start by clearing the air. Because energy got thrown off a little there for a second. Today's broadcast was just full of technical difficulties, and I never know how to go back and edit those. I feel like sometimes maybe that is just the technology's way of censoring what I say. Not like I'm being censored, but I didn't need to be saying the things I was saying, so it didn't communicate properly or something. Only thing that really needed to be said tonight is if you are in Northwest South Dakota, duck and cover. If you're in Chicago, get to higher ground. Okay, let's get a... Oh, this is my selenite, my selenite buddy for this deck right now. I need to cut my nails. Don't make fun of me for having weird, gross, long nails. I swear they're clean. They just grow really fast. I don't know what that's about. Something in my biology makes my nails grow super fast. Okay. Maybe my body knows I need claws for protection. Yeah, I missed the green. I should re-dye my hair. It's getting faded. It is a lot more yellow now. I should touch this up soon. Let's get a card for current vibe coming in from the planetary energies right now. Okay. I practice the science of deliberate creation. And it's got a picture of a person with a butterfly over their face, and the apparent eye on the butterfly wing lines up with their eye. Giving thought to anything is creation. Giving deliberate thought to anything is deliberate creation. So that is one energy that's coming in from weather of the universe beyond the planets. Let's see what's happening from the liminal space. And I've got my ocean jasper with this one. Of course, I've got more viewers than I usually do at this time of night. If you're wondering how this is weather that is sensed via cartomancy. This is using the principles of chaos to measure chaos. Breaking news, not normal. I like the interpretation of it too. That's a pretty good one for today. I practice the science of deliberate creation and breaking news, not normal. History tells a long and violent tale of normalized horror in all forms, and this period of history will be no different. Normalcy alludes to mass participation rather than individual well-being. So trust what you can and cannot live with. Be brave for those that come after you in acknowledging what is unacceptable. You cannot change what happened, but you can make sure it doesn't happen again. How you can make sure it doesn't happen again? Practicing the science of deliberate creation. That is pretty clear. Focus on the stories that you would like to be in the timeline that you exist in, and you will be in that timeline. You don't literally make that happen. You choose to be in the one where that happened. All of us chose to be in the timeline today where the news stories of today happened. We didn't create that thing happening, but we did choose to be alive in the timeline in which that happened. So all the breaking news should always feel like a reflection of what your internal reality has started creating and what your heart is feeling. Yeah, incredible card for today. I'm so glad that you guys are here. Let's see. This is our last card pull, and this is the one with my raw labradorite. I almost said raw labradorite. No, raw labradorite. You can kind of see the flash on there. It sounds so good. It would sound even better if I got this mic working better. That was part of my technical difficulties earlier in the broadcast, is my mic cord was just kind of askew and not really picking up. Okay, let's see what the last bit of beyond planetary energy coming in today is. It'll go with I practice the science of deliberate creation and breaking news, not normal. Things are not normal. Breaking news. That is such a Mars conjunct Uranus card, I think. Okay, who wants to jump out one card, please? Anyone want to? Okay, you. Okay, and we got the Two of Pentacles in reverse. Two of Pentacles in reverse. This is in upright position. Two of Pentacles shows us the ebb and flow cycle of things coming in and out, basing judgments on sound material reality and flowing. In reverse, we've got perhaps an imbalance in our system. Something that we are creating is not getting let out, or something that has been created for us is not getting let into our life. We need to balance those energies of inward and outward. Yeah. Yes, Kaylee, I am aware. Yeah. Yeah, I know, but we're currently, the energy is that something is off in the balance. or there is an internal balance that needs to be reached. Something is maybe not in a perfect exercise of temperance right now. So, I mean, yeah, shit is getting real, but we practice the deliberate science of deliberate creation. Your news and your reality is a reflection of what's going on inside of you. You chose to be on the timeline where this is happening. Maybe you didn't want that to be, maybe you didn't think this was the timeline you were choosing. So there needs to be a little bit more reflection internally about where we're putting our time and attention and resources. Because again, where your attention goes, where your intention goes, everything flows. So try not to focus on the negatives, try to focus on the positives. I'm not, yeah, I'm trying to focus on the positives of Two of Pentacles in reverse. Can't think of any right now. I love the Two of Pentacles, but I don't love it in reverse. Feels like feels a little bipolar, feels a little bit like, and I don't use that term lightly. It feels a little bit imbalanced. So maybe we need to find some balance inside of ourselves. If we need the world to be a little more balanced, we need to first try to regulate ourselves, our emotions. Anytime the pentacles are brought up, I do think of, this reminds me of, I mean, it's the card that Two of Pentacles goes with the first decan of Capricorn. So we probably need to like get our shit together, literally, monetarily, and physically. Maybe clean your room. I should clean my room. Maybe actually balance your textbook. Oh, but you're a Texan. I know everything is really out of balance if you're a Texan right now. I am certain that it is very hard to find some balance in your life right now. Just remember that everything that flows in has to flow out. And that's the way that we don't hoard things, and the way that all cycles become sustainable is counting on your blessings flowing out as well as in. So try to have an outlet for your blessings. If you want more to flow in, then let go of more. Yeah, I need to listen to my own words as well. So you're not alone here. Yeah, just a little bit more material discipline might do us some good there. Yeah, and if you just got here, Kaylee, this was the card that I pulled from the Liminal Space deck. Breaking news, not normal. So, yeah, things are not normal. The news is not normal today, but we can always find a normal inside of ourselves. So, I love you guys. I think that's going to be it for today's show. Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Today's Weather Tonight. Yeah, stay safe out there. Stay focusing on the positives and the sanity that you have, the last grip of sanity you have. Yeah, I love you all so much. Please follow this on Twitch or YouTube or wherever you're watching, so that you can get updates of when I go live. I go live around 11 o'clock Eastern every night. So, thank you all for coming. I'm so glad that Jenny and Kaylee and Anna, I'm so glad you all made it here tonight. Have a great evening. Thank you. I love you so much. Bye.